Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing a book haul video, and instead of doing like a giant book haul where I show you everything that I got since my last book haul, which was an April book haul, and it is now just about the end of July, I decided that I'm going to do a special edition book haul. So I'm basically just going to catch you up on all of the special editions that I've gotten since April that I haven't filmed any videos about yet. So some of them you may have like seen on Instagram, but if not, this is the place to see them all. So here we go. So I decided that I'm going to show these off in order of publisher or subscription box or whatever. So first I'm just going to show Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So technically this isn't like a special edition, but it is the first printing, so it does have the dragon pages, which I'm really excited about because I love these so much. I just think this book is so beautiful, and it's been like all over Instagram and I just had to get it. I really needed it for my collection. I'm so excited to have my hands on a copy because it was not easy to find. It also has like a really nice map in the beginning, but there's nothing on the hardcover or anything. Like I said, not a special edition, just a really hard book to find. Next, I'm going to move into the Fairy Loot books. So the first one that I have is In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. This was the adult book of the month for the adult book only subscription. I actually don't really love the cover of this one. I like the original cover a lot better. I think that it matches the rest of TJ Klune's books. I do, however, love the sprayed pages, and I do really like the end papers. I think those are super cute. And I also do really like the foiling on the hardcover. So I do have to read this one, and then that will allow me to see if I want to keep this edition or if I want to keep another edition that you're going to see a little later in the video. Next, I have the Fairy Loot edition of Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I love this one. I think that the metallic foiling is so pretty. Like, I just have never seen rainbow metallic foiling like that, and it works so well for this book. It's beautiful. I was actually like a little bit on the fence about whether I wanted this one because I have the Broken Binding edition, which I love, and honestly, the original cover art is my absolute favorite. I think that kind of like style of fantasy art just like speaks to me more than any other art style in the world. Like, it just appeals to me so much. So I was like not really sure about this one, but I am glad that I sprung for it because I do really like it. I think it's really pretty, and also I just love this book. So it also has really nice sprayed pages with some rainbow stuff going on, and then I like that the end papers keep the original artwork, and then underneath we've got a coffee cup and a croissant. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Travis Baldree announced that Wraithmarked is actually going to be doing a Kickstarter for another special edition of Legends and Lattes, and I'm like, do I need a third special edition of Legends and Lattes? And like, the more that I think about it, the more that the answer is yes. So I'll definitely be backing that one when it launches on August 1st. Then I have the third book in the Last Hour series, Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is, again, another Fairy Loot edition. It matches the rest of the books in the series. Really like the pages. I think that the style of these are just gorgeous, and I'm also really excited that Fairy Loot announced that they're going to be doing the Mortal Instruments books. They announced the first 3, so I'm definitely going to be getting those as well. I think that these are just like so pretty, and they just fit the series so well. Unfortunately, I didn't love this book. It kind of like was definitely the worst book in the series for me, and honestly probably one of my least like Cassandra Clare books so far, which is very unfortunate, especially considering how many editions I have of this series. Like, don't get me wrong, I still really enjoyed it, but it just like wasn't what I wanted. So anyway, I got this one. Then I have Shanghai Immortal by A.Y. Chow. This was the June adult fantasy book for Fairy Loot. This one I do think is really pretty. I actually think that I like the original cover with the blue better. Like, this is definitely a darker color scheme. However, I do really love the sprayed pages. I think that that's really pretty, and have really nice end papers. And then I do think that Below the Dust Jacket is also really pretty. However, I prefer when it's like your typical hardback with the foiling. This is more of like a matted kind of cover. Like, it's not like your typical like hardcover. And then the spine is also really pretty. And then these are the end papers on the other side if you're curious. So next, I did just show these off in my summer ween vlog, so I'll do these pretty quickly, but I have the Fairy Loot edition of the House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath. They come in these really beautiful slip cases. So you can see the spines. And then these are the backs. This is what the cover looks like. It's honestly the pages on these that are like, ooh, stunners. Spine, and then the back. And then there's beautiful foiling on the hardcover. Like, this is what I like, and I love it. It has Through Love All Is Possible. Then we've also got Bryce and Danica. This is the other side. There's also a ribbon bookmark, which is a nice touch. The tops are just sprayed red, top and bottom. And then we've got House of Sky and Breath. So pages, back cover, the spine, and then end papers, again with the foiling, spine, and light it up. And these are the other end papers. And also just these ones have like blue on the top and bottom of the pages. And then I have the Fairy Loot edition of The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. I ended up buying this one secondhand. I think that these pages are really pretty. This is the backing to it. The thing is, I ended up skipping this one because I really like the US cover much better than the UK cover. However, I was so disappointed in the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I talked about it in my book haul from February. I think it was February or March. I don't know. I was like, you know what? This one is just so much more beautiful. So I ended up springing for it. I got it on Pingo Books. I think the map in this one is just gorgeous. And then also the hardcover is just absolutely beautiful. The spine is gorgeous. The backing is gorgeous. And then these are the other end papers. So there's a very cute little cap on there. They just did such a good job with this one. And then last for Fairy Loot, I have this amazing edition of Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I'm so excited to read this one. I am just in love with this aesthetic. It is so gorgeous. These are the pages. I love that it has like the letters. This is the backing. I said this in another video, but this book like just completely reminds me of Paperman, the Disney short, and could not be more beautiful, honestly. Gorgeous end papers. And we're getting the sequel to this one early. It's now being released in December instead of April of next year, so that's very exciting. Moving on to Illumicrate. So first I have Witch King by Martha Wells. This was the May book of the month for Illumicrate, and it kept like pretty much the same cover as the original edition, but does have really pretty purple pages and then really gorgeous end papers. And I love underneath the dust jacket here. It says, "I know who you are, the demon the mortals call, king of the witches. Do you promise revenge?" So excited to read this one. There's the spine, and then these are the end papers on the other side. Next from Illumicrate, I have Inkblood Sister Scribe by Emma Tors. This edition is also super beautiful. Really love the pages. I love when they put like writing on the pages. I don't know why, but like that gets me every time. This one says, "Not all books should be opened." And we also have really pretty stenciling on the top and bottom. We've got end papers. This one's also signed, which is always a nice touch. Love that hardcover. The spine and the back. I don't know why I thought this one was going to be more on like the historical side, but in those end papers there was a Nirvana poster on the wall, so I guess it's more modern than I was anticipating, and it actually kind of makes me even more excited to read this one. Then I've got Lore Olympus Volume 3 and Lore Olympus Volume 4 by Rachel Smythe, and these both have like the ombre pages, blue on the top, pink on the bottom. That's an awkward way to hold that book, but that's fine. That's really like the only special thing about these, but I have the Illumicrate editions of the first and second books, so I had to continue. I love this series so much. I read the entire thing as a webcomic, and I continue to read it as it's released every Sunday, so these were like a no-brainer. Moving on to The Broken Binding. So I was able to subscribe for their Tier 2 subscription, and the first series that I got from them was the Tide Child trilogy by R.J. Barker. The first one is The Bone Ships, the second one is Call of the Bone Ships, and the third one is The Bone Ships Wake. So here's the first one. It's in hardcover, which is really beautiful. Oh, actually, let me show you the pages all together. Lined up, the sprayed pages make out this really beautiful sea scene. Really cool. I'm really excited to read these. And then the bottoms and the tops are black sprayed edges. And then I'll just show you each book. So we've got The Bone Ships, end papers, and then below the dust jacket is all foiling. Really beautiful. And then end papers on the other side. I love that they just stuck with like black and white for all of these books. I think it was they also come with a bookmark for each book that you get. But I just think like it just works so well. Then we've got Call of the Bone Ships, end papers, again with the beautiful foiling all the way around, and more end papers. And then last is the Bone Ships Wake, end papers, foiling. And I think that this set of end papers might be my favorite of all of them. Then we've got The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. This just has orange sprayed pages. I like this edition, but honestly, I don't know if you've seen the Locked Library edition. That one is like amazing. That one has like all books on the pages, but I need to read this before I potentially search for a different copy. Then I have Of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. So this was the first book that was published under the Broken Binding's own imprint. It has really beautiful artwork on the cover. It has really gorgeous gold gilded page ends. There's also some art on the back. It's kind of hard to see because they keep it in like a protective plastic cover, which is pretty nice. Beautiful map on the end papers. And then that is a hardcover. I love that. The spine and then the backing is just like dragon scale. So cool. Ryan seems to write really quickly, and I'm so excited to get invested in his worlds. Like, I cannot wait to read this. I know that there is a prequel novella that takes place first that people say that you should read as like a good introduction to the series. So I'm planning on doing that pretty soon and then diving into this one. And then last from the Broken Binding, I have Ascension by Nicholas Binge. This is a new sci-fi book that came out, I'm gonna say like in March or something, but I am really excited about this one. I think that the cover is gorgeous, and I think that the sprayed pages are chef's kiss. Pretty excited to read this one. Then I have the Waterstones edition of In the Life of Puppets by TJ Klune. This is the original cover, and I really like this one a lot better than the Fairy Loot one, and I think that the pages are really cute too. I like the little house at the bottom. I think that's adorable. The one thing that I don't like is that this is so much taller than the editions that Illumicrate did of the original ones, and they said that they weren't going to do an edition of this one, probably because so many other people were. Unfortunately, I won't have like a matching set, but I still think this one goes better, like overall. Nothing on the end papers at all, but it is signed by TJ Klune. So just to backtrack for a moment, I literally just got another Fairy Loot book in the mail, and that's the July book of the month. It's Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. Honestly, I don't love this cover. The original one is, for the UK anyway, is green, and I think that that works better. This one's like weirdly like patriotic for an Asian inspired book, and I just don't think that it works. I don't love the pages, and also like I don't think that you can see, but the pages are like really curved. So instead of being like flat across, they're kind of like in an arc, and it just like kind of makes it look awkward. Like it doesn't really line up properly, in my opinion. Not very impressed with this one. It's the end papers. Oh, okay. However, I do love that. That is really cool. It's like blue, like cobalt blue foiling on this red. I think that's really beautiful. Oh, they did do like another side to the dust jacket, so I guess you could flip it over, but even that is not that exciting. And these are the end papers on the other side. Okay. Then I forgot to share another Broken Binding edition, and that's for Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. This is an Indian-inspired fantasy. Premises sounded really, really cool, so I decided to take a chance on this one and order it. I think that their edition is really pretty. I think that the sprayed pages are really pretty. This is the back. We've got end papers. This one's actually like a numbered copy, so I have number 280 of 2000, and it's signed, which is very cool. And then I have the bookmark that comes with it. Then from Dragonsteel, I got the second secret project, The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. This is by Brandon Sanderson. This was secret project number 2. This seems to be the one that people are the least sold on. I do think that the book itself is really beautiful. I'm hoping that I'll like it. I think it's like a buddy cop sci-fi kind of adventure, so it sounds like it could be something fun and definitely like a little bit different. But I think that the secret projects have all been gorgeous. So the end papers, that's pretty cool. Like they just like incorporate the color on like the title page and illustrations within. Even the dedication is in blue ink. I just think that they did such a good job with these. I wish all books were as pretty as these books. Chapter headers. Love it. Then I have the 10th anniversary edition of City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. So this is the second book in the Mortal Instrument series. The UK publisher has been releasing these, and they assured everyone that they would be doing the entire series. So that's why I decided to pick it up, because so often I feel like publishers are like, special edition of the first book, and then nah, we just won't do the rest of the series. And that's always so frustrating. So when I found out that they were going to do the entire thing, I was like, absolutely yes, I definitely want to get these, and I definitely want to have them on my collection. I think that they're really pretty. They kind of remind me of like the Waterstones exclusive editions, but it has more of like a radial kind of design, which is cool. This is the spine and the backing. These are the end papers, and it says all the stories are true. And then the last category that I have to share is for Afterlight, which is the romance subscription service from Illumicrate. So first up, I have The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. Has really cute pages, backing with a little quote. There's actually no art on the end papers of this one, which I was kind of surprised about, but the hardcover itself is also really cute. Kind of looks like a DNA strand. And then also in that one was The True Love Experiment, also by Christina Lauren, and I believe that these are kind of like a companion, like the characters, or the main character in this book was a side character in The Soulmate Equation, and those are the sprayed edges. And then again, it's got a nice little quote on the back, and that is the hardcover of this one. And then I also got their Rachel Lynn Solomon set. So first we have the X Talk, has really cute lightning bolts on the pages. Again, has like a little quote in the back. This one just has little pink pages, which is pretty. But I really like the hardcover of this one. It says On Air. It's following like radio hosts, and that's the spine. Then we have Weather Girl, also by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I really like the little umbrellas on the pages in this one. Then we've got the backing. Spine, I realized I didn't show that one. And then this is the hardcover for this one. And it also included her most recent release, Business or Pleasure. This one has socks on the pages, got the spine, and then the backing. This is the hardcover of this one. I'm really excited to read this book. I've heard good things about this one. We did it. Those are all of the books, all of the special editions that I've gotten in the past 3 months. It feels like it should be more months than that. But yeah, in the past 3 months. So that's fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I probably will start posting book hauls a little bit more regularly as the weather gets a little cooler and I'm spending more time indoors. I thought that this was like a fun way to catch up on things because I know that you guys also love special editions and I love talking about special editions. So this was just fun for me to film. Hopefully you enjoyed it. That's all that I have for this video and I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!